In a year where many Hollywood blockbusters are failing to hit their box office targets, in comes anime with Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, which is absolutely smashing records. As we can see here from this Variety article, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle debuts to a massive $70 million, smashing opening weekend records for anime. And smashing is the word because the last record was $31 million, so it's more than doubled it. That was set by Pokemon the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes back in 1999. And also, it's already earned more than $300 million globally. I think it's now closer to 400 and should also definitely pass the $500 million mark as well. So this is fantastic news for Demon Slayer, but also fantastic news for anime.
Who likes good news? Everyone? Then good news, everyone!
So the people turned up, but were they impressed? Well, from these Rotten Tomatoes scores of 98% for both the critics and the audience, I think it's safe to say that the film has delivered. From my own experience, I think this is a great first stage of a trilogy. Like, it set everything in motion very well. I'm now excited to see the next part, which will hopefully release in 2027, and the last part maybe 2029. But for this part, I mean, the film does follow a very straightforward formula. Like, we have a big fight scene, and there's a flashback in there, and then that happens again, and then it happens again. And at the end of the film, the flashback is pretty long for a certain character, and I think that's where I did feel the runtime, which is 2.5 hours. But I wasn't like annoyed the film wasn't wrapping up sooner. It's more that there's just a lot of stuff here. I'm very stimulated by all the flashing colors, all the action, all the the learning that we're doing here of these characters. That when it comes to the last half an hour, I was like, oh, if this was at home, I'd probably pause here, go and get a drink, have a walk around, and then come back and enjoy it. You just feel like you feel a bit exhausted from it, but in a positive way, because many times throughout the film, I was just sat there with a big grin on my face. Like, there's not many films that do that. Like, where you just sat there like, damn, I'm actually smiling here. Like, I'm just really enjoying this. Like, I can't help but smile. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle is the fourth Demon Slayer film. The last two films were basically like season finales and season openers, just sort of squashed together to make a movie. Whereas the first film, Mugen Train, was more like this film. It was its own proper movie. And that film I really enjoyed. I actually have reviewed the film on the channel years ago. If you want to see that video, I will link it on screen. But that film had a great balance of action and emotion, especially when it comes to a certain character's demise. But in this film, it really has stepped up another level again with the animation. It's just so gorgeous to watch, and also like the fight scenes, like you just get so into them. And even the colors, like they're so complementary at times. Like, wow, that shot right there, make that my desktop wallpaper. It's just so cool. And then also when it comes to the action, I actually watched it in 4DX. So I had the chair moving around, and but they had all the wind machines and all that sort of thing, and the water coming behind you. So that worked quite well, especially when you have a film like this where you have characters battling with the elements. So yeah, like 4DX, I don't really enjoy watching movies in that format because I'm like, I don't need that. The film will give me what I need, but as that was the only option, it was actually quite a fun experience. And the only issue though is that with any film like that, especially an action film and also a film not in the English language, people are going to start talking, thinking, oh, well, you can't understand what they're saying, so I'll just talk, and it's a loud film and we're moving around, so I'll just talk openly next to you. It's like, there's people right next to me, like a couple of seats down, like just talking about everything, trying to clue people in about what they need to know when it comes to a certain scene. But I'm like, having someone next to you natter on isn't great when you're trying to read the subtitles and take in that awesome soundtrack. And so, hopefully going forward, people will be more respectful, because I have seen other reviewers say that they've also had some audience issues as well. But overall, it was really cool to have a full screen of people there to see Demon Slayer, because many movies I go to see at a cinema, it's just me and a few others in the room. So to have a full packed cinema was cool. And for a 4DX screening, I was thrown around a lot in that seat. I mean, I was probably thrown around more than that Bonnie Blue.
I didn't become a little bit of a slag. I became a total slag.
Some have called this film a masterpiece, but I don't think it's quite that level. I think it's a movie that provides a good taste of what's to come. It seems like Demon Slayer has plenty of fuel left in the tank to give, and I have been reliably informed that is very much the case. But for this first film, it gives you a lot of cool information, especially about some demons and some characters we don't know as much about as like we do for the main trio. Zenitsu is probably the standout out of the trio in this film. Like, he has a really cool action scene and a very interesting flashback, and probably one of the best moments in the movie. Tanjiro, obviously the main character, he has his moments as well, but not quite to that level. But there's still that sort of that typical anime sort of sequence where he's trying to work something out, and you're alongside him with that, trying to also piece it together. Like, how can he get past this hurdle? But for fans of Nezuko, she's hardly in the film at all, so hopefully we'll see more of her in the next one. And then for Inosuke, he has a few moments of comic relief that are very welcome, but that's pretty much it. The Crows also, they had a few moments of relief as well. Also, I have to mention the environment, the Infinity Castle. It looks like something out of Doctor Strange or Inception, and it's just a really stunning playground for these characters to battle in. And you're not sure what it holds, like in terms of secrets. All our characters get transported there by Muzan, so it's like, what is this all about? And we still don't know. The answers will hopefully be revealed as we go forward throughout the story. But it was just a really cool setting. And in terms of the Hashira, like, we don't get to see all of them really have their moment yet, because there is still so much more story to be told. But what we do see, again, it's just seeing it all come together. Like, we've gone through the training, we've learned about the characters, and now to see it all come together, it's just so bloody satisfying. So overall, I'm really happy to see Demon Slayer Infinity Castle do so well at the box office, but also just be loved by fans, because so many films recently, like Marvel films and Star Wars films, I've left feeling like, where's the joy? But with this film, you get that joy, you get that smile on your face. And why is that? Because, this is something where it's put the story first. It's the priority. And I think people respect that and really appreciate that. So, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle was one of the best times at the cinema I've had this year. But when looking back on a film like Mugen Train, that did have a better balance, and I was more emotionally connected with the movie. But of course, this is only the first part of a trilogy, so we'll have to wait and see how this story progresses. And I can't wait now to see that middle portion when it eventually gets released. But what are your thoughts on Demon Slayer Infinity Castle? Have you seen it? And if you haven't seen it and you've never seen anything Demon Slayer before, are you intrigued to see what the hype's all about? Let me know all those thoughts in the comments down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more. I will be doing lots more movie reviews on the channel in the very near future. Also, there is apparently a hype button down below. If you can find it, click that and that might do something cool. I don't know. It's all new, so I have to find out. But for now, if you want to watch another video, on screen is one of my Demon Slayer videos, and also a video that YouTube is recommending for you.